You wake up in the middle of the night, and it strikes again. That unbearable tightness in your calf, like your muscle is folding in on itself. It locks. It burns. You can't even move. You grit your teeth, hold onto the wall, and wait for it to pass. But the worst part? It's not just a cramp anymore. See, when leg cramps start happening more often after 60, they're not random. They're a warning, a red flag. Your body is screaming that something deeper is wrong. You're losing strength. You're losing balance. And soon, if nothing changes, you'll lose your independence. Here's the truth. Most seniors don't fall because they trip. They fall because their legs fail them, because their muscles are weak, unresponsive, or locked up from within. And the number one hidden cause? A silent deficiency in just a few specific vitamins that no one is talking about anymore. We're going to expose those today. The 3 forgotten vitamins your body is literally begging for. Ones that used to be common in traditional diets, until processed food, modern farming, and a few sneaky industry decisions wiped them out. You'll learn what they are, where to find them, and how to fix the damage. Because if you're over 60 and you're experiencing leg cramps, foot spasms, shaky balance, or even just slowness when you stand up, then this might be the most important thing you hear all year. It's easy to blame leg cramps on age, arthritis, or just getting older. But the truth is, your muscles are malnourished. And no, we're not talking about protein or calcium. These 3 specific vitamins are essential for how your legs fire, move, and recover. But after 60, your body absorbs them less and less, just when you need them the most. Today, we'll count down the top 3 forgotten vitamins that seniors over 60 must replenish if they want to stop cramps, rebuild strength, and walk tall again. And the number 1 vitamin on this list? Almost no doctor is even mentioning it. Before we dive in today, I want to ask a little favor from you for the sake of other seniors who are desperately in need of a solution like this. Please, take a minute to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. When you do this, it tells YouTube this video is helping and will make them show it to more seniors who are desperately in need. We need many more seniors like you to watch this video. And when you like and subscribe, you might actually help save someone's life today. Thank you. Let's start with a powerhouse that's hiding in plain sight. Magnesium. You've probably heard of it, but almost no one over 60 is getting enough of it. In fact, over 70% of seniors are clinically deficient in magnesium, and most don't even know it. But here's the kicker. Magnesium is the vitamin responsible for relaxing your muscles, not just soothing them, but literally telling them to let go when they contract. No magnesium? Your muscles stay tight, twitch, or lock up. That's the true origin of many leg cramps. Magnesium isn't just a modern supplement. It's ancient medicine. In ancient Greece, elderly warriors were often prescribed magnesium salts after battle. They'd soak in hot mineral baths sourced from the region of Magnesia, where magnesium-rich spring water bubbled up from the earth. These soaks weren't just about comfort. They were a recovery ritual. The magnesium absorbed through the skin would soothe tired limbs, reduce cramping, and restore strength. Fast forward to today. We stopped bathing in mineral-rich waters. We started filtering and sterilizing everything. And modern farming stripped magnesium out of our soil and food. So what happened? Our legs started cramping. Our muscles forgot how to relax. If you're over 60, your magnesium stores are already on a steady decline. Here's what that can lead to. Night leg cramps that wake you from deep sleep. Restless legs, especially when you try to sit or lie down. Muscle twitches or spasms, even without activity. Stiffness in the calves or feet after standing too long. Fatigue, because your muscles are burning energy just to stay tight. And it doesn't stop at the legs. Low magnesium is also linked to heart palpitations, high blood pressure, and even anxiety. Why? Because magnesium doesn't just calm the muscles, it calms the entire nervous system. Here's where it gets interesting. The best sources of magnesium, they're not what most seniors are eating. Magnesium used to be found in rich, dark soil. Now, even our vegetables are depleted. But in ancient diets, magnesium came from sprouted grains, now rarely eaten, dark leafy greens like Swiss chard, pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds, black beans and legumes, mineral water, especially for volcanic regions. One traditional Japanese remedy for aching legs involved a nightly drink of warm miso broth with seaweed, a combination that delivered magnesium, potassium, and natural electrolytes all at once. Today, most seniors don't even come close to the 420 milligrams per day they need. Can supplements help? Yes, but carefully. If your leg cramps are frequent or severe, a magnesium supplement might be necessary. But here's the secret. Not all magnesium is created equal. Some forms, like magnesium oxide, are cheap and poorly absorbed. Others, like magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, are better for absorption and muscle support. A few important tips. Take magnesium in the evening. It helps with sleep and nighttime cramps. Start low and go slow. High doses can cause diarrhea. Combine it with vitamin B6 to boost absorption even more. Bonus tip, try magnesium oil or lotion directly on your legs. It absorbs through the skin and can give instant relief for spasms and nighttime tightness. Here's the scary part. If you're already on diuretics, blood pressure meds, or proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, your magnesium levels may be dropping even faster. These drugs cause your body to flush out magnesium in your urine. So even if you eat well, you're still losing the very nutrient your legs are begging for. If your cramps are increasing despite drinking water and stretching, you need to look deeper. Magnesium might be the silent fix you never knew was missing. Why seniors need magnesium for strong legs. Tells your muscles when to relax. Prevents painful cramps and nighttime spasms. Helps stabilize blood pressure and heart rhythm. Calms the nervous system and supports better sleep. Often depleted by common medications and age-related decline. Your body has been whispering this deficiency for months, maybe even years. It's time to finally listen. When it comes to fighting leg cramps, most people rush for bananas or sports drinks. But almost no one checks their vitamin D levels. And yet, it's one of the most crucial nutrients for muscle health, especially after 60. See, magnesium may relax your muscles, but vitamin D tells them when to move, how to function, and how to repair. Without it, your muscles become sluggish, weak, and vulnerable to painful spasms. And here's the shocking part. Over 85% of adults over 60 are deficient in vitamin D. That's not just a statistic. That's a silent epidemic, stealing your strength day by day. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin, and the origin story is a fascinating one. Centuries ago, doctors in 17th century England were alarmed by a strange disease hitting the elderly. Legs would bend inward. Spines would curve. Muscles would weaken to the point of collapse. They called it the English disease. But what they were really witnessing was rickets and osteomalacia, direct results of vitamin D deficiency. The cure came not from medicine, but from the outdoors. Doctors noticed that elderly patients in sun-drenched regions like Greece, Egypt, and North Africa, who walked barefoot and farmed in the sun, rarely had leg deformities or cramping. They were aging stronger, longer, all because their skin was soaking in natural vitamin D from the sun, converting it into power for their bones and muscles. What happens when you're deficient? If you're over 60 and not actively supplementing or getting real sunlight, your vitamin D levels are likely low. And here's what that looks like. Frequent leg cramps, especially in the thighs and calves. Heavy feeling legs, like lifting concrete blocks with each step. Muscle fatigue, even from simple walking or standing. Balance issues, because vitamin D is directly tied to neuromuscular control. Weakness after sitting. You stand up and feel like your legs don't catch you in time. Joint pain, often confused with arthritis, but actually linked to weak supporting muscles. Worse still, vitamin D also affects your calcium absorption. And without calcium, your nerves can misfire, leading to spasms and cramps that feel like electrocution in your muscles. Think of vitamin D like a commander in your body. It doesn't build the muscle itself, but it gives orders to the right cells at the right time. Here's how. It binds to vitamin D receptors, VDRs, in your muscle tissue. These are like switches that trigger strength, repair, and relaxation. It activates protein synthesis, helping your body rebuild muscle fibers after use. It keeps calcium and magnesium balanced, so your muscles contract and relax properly. It supports nerve conduction, so your brain can send accurate signals to your limbs. One 2020 study from the University of Sao Paulo found that vitamin D-deficient seniors had a 65% higher rate of falls due to poor leg control and muscle reaction time. Let that sink in. It's not just about strength. Vitamin D can mean the difference between walking safely or collapsing. But here's the dangerous twist. Your body can't make vitamin D unless sunlight hits your skin. And not just your hands or face. Your arms, legs, and torso need exposure. But guess what happens after 60? Your skin becomes less efficient at converting UVB rays into vitamin D. You likely spend more time indoors or covered up. You may wear sunscreen, which blocks UVB. You may live in a region with low sunlight months. All of this leads to chronic deficiency, even in sunny states like Florida or California. And you can't just feel if you're low. You have to test your levels and, if needed, supplement wisely. There are very few natural food sources of vitamin D. That's part of the problem. But let's look at what our ancestors used. Cod liver oil, an old Scandinavian remedy for joint and muscle pain. It's packed with vitamin D and A. Fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Wild-caught is best. Egg yolks, especially from pasture-raised hens. Beef liver, a powerhouse, though not everyone's favorite. Sun-dried mushrooms, an ancient Chinese tonic for vitality. Still, food alone rarely gives enough vitamin D for older adults. You need to eat several servings of fatty fish daily to meet your needs. That's where supplementation comes in. Look for vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. It's more potent than D2. Aim for 2,000 IU to 5,000 IU daily, especially if you're not getting much sun. And always take it with a fat-containing meal. Vitamin D is fat-soluble. Bonus tip, pair vitamin D with K2. It ensures calcium goes to your bones and muscles, not your arteries. How fast can you see results? You might feel stronger legs within 2 to 4 weeks of correcting a vitamin D deficiency. Seniors often report fewer nighttime cramps, less heaviness when walking, more confidence in their steps, decreased joint and muscle stiffness, better energy after standing or climbing stairs. It's not a miracle. It's biology finally working the way it's supposed to. Quick recap. Why seniors must replenish vitamin D. Controls muscle contraction and nerve communication. Prevents weakness, cramping, and instability. Improves balance and reaction time to avoid falls. Enhances calcium absorption for bone support. Heavily depleted with age, medications, and lack of sun exposure. It's not optional anymore. If you're fighting leg cramps, fatigue, or wobbliness, you can't skip this. You've now seen what magnesium and vitamin D do together, but they still rely on one final player: Without this last vitamin, your legs can remain stiff, inflamed, and slow to heal, no matter how much sun or magnesium you get. And the story behind it, let's just say it was once outlawed in the US for a reason no one talks about. Let me paint you a picture. It's 2:13 a.m. You're sound asleep. Then b.a.m. A Charlie horse yanks you out of bed, tearing through your calf like a hot wire. Your toes curl. Your thigh locks. You gasp. You try stretching, breathing, pressing, but nothing helps. It's agonizing. And worse, it keeps coming back. What if I told you that the real problem isn't in your legs, it's in your nerves? And the silent, missing mineral that controls all of it is magnesium. Magnesium isn't just helpful for muscle cramps. It's the central switchboard for your muscles, nerves, and even your brain. Without it, nerves misfire, muscles lock up, and your entire body becomes a tight, twitchy mess. More than 300 critical enzymes rely on magnesium. And when your levels drop, even slightly, you'll feel it first in your legs. Let's break it down. Magnesium regulates muscle contraction and relaxation, nerve transmission, calcium and potassium absorption, blood flow to the legs. Low magnesium equals chaos in the muscle control center. And guess what? 80% of seniors are magnesium deficient, according to data from the USDA and Framingham Heart Study. Most just don't know it until the cramps start. During World War II, doctors noticed that injured soldiers, especially those treated with 4 fluids and antibiotics, began experiencing violent muscle cramps days into recovery. What was happening? It turned out that their treatments, especially diuretics, flushed out magnesium. Once they added magnesium sulfate back into the fore, the cramps vanished within hours. This little wartime discovery became the foundation for treating cramps, arrhythmias, and even seizures in hospitals today. But outside the hospital, this miracle mineral is largely ignored, especially in senior care. Even if you're eating your greens, you're likely not getting enough magnesium. Here's why. Modern soil is depleted. Plants today contain up to 50% less magnesium than 50 years ago. Most multivitamins don't include enough or include the wrong form. Certain meds flush magnesium. Diuretics, antacids, blood pressure pills, and antibiotics all drain your levels. Age decreases absorption. Seniors absorb less magnesium in the gut and lose more through the kidneys. That's why even the healthiest 65-year-old can suddenly start cramping and not know why. Think you're fine? Watch for these early warnings. Muscle twitches, spasms, or restless legs. Heart palpitations or irregular beats. Irritability or low mood. Fatigue or poor sleep. Tingling or numbness in feet. Chronic constipation. Sudden drop in blood pressure. Sound familiar? Your body could be screaming for magnesium. There are 2 ways to raise your magnesium levels. 1. Through food. Best magnesium-rich foods for seniors. Pumpkin seeds. 1 ounce equals 168 milligrams. Spinach. 1 cup cooked equals 157 milligrams. Black beans. 1 cup equals 120 milligrams. Avocado. 1 medium equals 58 milligrams. Dark chocolate, 70% plus. 1 ounce equals 64 milligrams. Almonds, 1 ounce equals 80 milligrams. Bananas, 1 medium equals 32 milligrams. Eating 2 to 3 of these daily can give you a powerful baseline. But food alone often isn't enough, especially if you're already depleted. 2. Supplement the right way. Here's where most people go wrong. They buy the cheapest magnesium at the store, often magnesium oxide. Problem? It's poorly absorbed and can cause diarrhea. Instead, go for bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate, best for sleep, anxiety, and gentle on the stomach. Magnesium citrate, better for muscle cramps and mild constipation. Magnesium malate, great for energy and fibromyalgia. Magnesium threonate, the only one that crosses the blood-brain barrier for memory. Start with 200 to 400 milligrams daily, split between morning and night. Bonus tip: combine magnesium with vitamin D3 and B6. They work synergistically. Centuries ago, indigenous tribes in the Amazon basin were known for their iron-like endurance and complete lack of muscle cramps, even after long treks through harsh terrain. European explorers noted their diets were rich in green plantains, wild seeds, and nuts, all rich in magnesium. They would also soak their feet and legs in natural Epsom-rich mineral springs after long walks, a traditional remedy passed down for generations. That same mineral, magnesium sulfate, is now used worldwide in Epsom salt soaks to relieve muscle pain and cramping. The bottom line: if leg cramps are stealing your sleep, breaking your confidence, or making you afraid to go for walks, there's one mineral that can calm your muscles, relax your nerves, and restore control. It's not exotic, it's not expensive, but it's life-changing when you get it right. Take the right form. Eat magnesium-rich foods daily. Try Epsom saltfoot soaks 2 to 3 times a week. Avoid medications that deplete it when possible. Combine it with D3 and B6 for full effect. Because nothing feels better than waking up pain-free, standing tall, and walking confidently, knowing your legs are finally on your side. Now you know the top 5 vitamins that could stop leg cramps in their tracks. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most seniors will never find out. They'll keep waking up at 2 a.m., screaming in pain, thinking it's just aging. They'll suffer silently, while the solution sits right in their kitchen. That's why you matter. Because you made it this far. You care. And if even one other person hears this because of you, you might save someone from months or even years of suffering. So be the reason someone sleeps pain-free tonight. Tap the like button. It tells YouTube this video is worth sharing. Hit subscribe so you never miss life-saving senior health tips. Drop a comment. What are you using for cramps? Or what's been your worst one? And remember, you're here because no one told you what you really needed to hear. We're fixing that. One truth, one video, one person at a time. But if we're fighting for your health and you won't even like the video or subscribe, then who are we doing this for?